Okay, you ready? You ready? There's nobody else here. Hey, Scotty, and today I'm going to do a little pulled pork in the crock pot with an ingredient that I've heard a lot about and read a lot about and never used it myself, but I'm going to try it. We'll get to that in a minute. And before we get started, let me also say that if I had the time and felt like putting the effort into it, I would much rather smoke it out on the deck with the hickory chips and the whole thing. But I love crock pot cooking too. So I started with a pork butt. Mine's about 4.5 pounds, I think. And I rubbed it up real good last night. I used what rub I had. It wasn't an official pork rub. It was actually a steak rub. I don't think that anyone's going to take a bite out of this and go, you know, that really doesn't taste like pork rub to me. But I rubbed it up, put it in the fridge last night. Next thing I'm going to do is sear it. And some of the recipes I looked at said sear it. Not all of them mention it. I don't know how much difference it makes when you're slow cooking it anyway, but we're going to do that anyway. You sear it on all sides. It helps keep the juices inside, so we'll start with that. All right, so far we have rubbed the pork butt, let it sit overnight, then we took it out, we seared it in just a little bit of olive oil. Now, I have cut up an onion, just some thick slices like that. I'm gonna put these in the bottom of the crock pot. It'll probably be about 3 onion slices, then I'm gonna put the meat on top of that, and then 3 onion slices on top of the meat, and then the secret ingredient that I was talking about before, Dr. Pepper. I'm a pepper, you're a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? That was stupid. I heard a lot of people using this. I've used Coke for a roast in the crock pot before, which was really good, but I like Dr. Pepper, so we'll try it and see. All right, I'm gonna put the meat in. I'm gonna put the fat on top so that as it cooks, that fat drips down through the rest of it, because that's where the good flavors are at. Not sure that's in the healthy cookbook, but that's the way I'm doing it. And we'll put a couple onions on top. Then about 12 ounces of Dr. Pepper. 12 to 20, again, depending on which recipe you saw. That's about 18.5 ounces right there. And there you go, everything's in the crock pot now. Just put the lid on it. I am going to set it on high for 4 to 6 hours. Most of the recipes I saw said low for 10 to 12 or high for 4 to 6. Depends on, you know, how big the piece of meat is and that sort of thing. I'm gonna go high on 4 to 6 because I'm hungry and I don't want to wait 12 hours to eat. And the other great thing about crock pot cooking, one of the things I love about it is obviously the ease of it. You set it, you're free for 4 hours, so you can, you know, go do something productive.
What's this?
All right, it's been about 5 hours now, just almost exactly 5 hours, so I think we're probably good to go. I'm gonna pull it out and see how we did. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the juices there and I'm gonna save them because then we're gonna shred it up, cook it up a little bit more in the crock pot, but we're gonna leave it in there with some of its juices. So I think we're probably ready to eat some. Eat some. Yeah. Like I said, you can put some sauce on it if you want. I'm just gonna eat it. Just the meat with juices. That's the way I like it. And the other thing is, there's a lot of meat there, and I'm here by myself, so I will freeze a bunch of it, and that way I will have it in weeks to come. How's that look? Pretty good? Not the best camera in the world, but Dr. Pepper pulled pork.